Well, if you've ever thought about pitching to speak at TED or TEDx, or you've been thinking, I've put in a proposal, why isn't I'm not getting through? I'm Monique Bradley, I'm a professional speaker. I'm joined here today by fellow speaker and producer of TEDx Wynyard Quarter, Pete Ward. We're really excited to share with you a few of the insights that we've learned from going through the TEDx process of running an event, and we wanted to share that with you. First of all, Pete, talking about TEDx Wynyard Quarter, what are you excited to see on stage? Or this will give you insights into what you can think of in the lead up to coming to visit, if you come to visit the event, or if you're thinking of pitching, what are we likely to see on stage, or what do you want to see on stage as a producer?
Thank you, Monique. Yes, I'm the executive producer of TEDx Wynyard Quarter, which means I'm responsible for everything that's going on stage, including the filming of it and all of that side of it as well. So not the actual content of the talks, but making sure that somebody's on the stage when they're supposed to be on the stage and getting off the stage when they're supposed to be getting off the stage. I'm sure you all know how that works at the Oscars. So what I'm looking for and what I think is going to happen is I'm looking for, and I'm going to read it from here because it comes straight from the TEDx horse's mouth. I'm looking for well-formed ideas, but not too many ideas in one talk. I'm looking for one main well-formed idea, something that stands out, something that challenges people, and then something that can be discussed and find out the why and the how you ended up believing what you believe about that idea. And it says here, something that's new and surprising, an idea or invention that your audience has never heard about. Okay, so bring something completely new and people go, oh wow, that's incredible, never heard about it. And then you could discuss that and work through it. Or the other part of it is, or a great basic idea that your audience has maybe already heard of, with a compelling new argument behind it that challenges beliefs and perspectives. So something that picks up on something that already has been talked about, but you give it a fresh view, or you give it your view that nobody's actually thought about it that way before. So
I really like that, Pete. And a lot of people who have been putting in submissions have done great submissions, or they've used their keynotes because they're already speakers out there sharing information. Most often from a TEDx speaker, a content manager perspective. So I'm the chief visionary officer, but I'm also involved with our talent manager, Roger Clamp, and we are the ones who are looking at the actual content. So we're looking at, what is that idea worth sharing or spreading? How are you going to disrupt our thinking? So it's great that you want to talk about, as an example, workplace wellbeing. So our TEDx Wynyard Quarter is reimagining the future of work. What does work look like? And we've had several submissions around that workplace wellbeing space. That's great. Everyone knows workplace wellbeing initiatives are great, fantastic. Some people, some organisations don't believe in them. We want you to think differently or critically about your idea. We don't want the whole audience going, yes, I agree, or no, I don't agree. We want it to be different, and you can be disruptive. Rather than having a whole bunch of ideas, instead of going wide, we're encouraging participants to go deep and have that one idea that makes us lean in or sit up or reflect and consider, wow, in that situation, what would I do? Now, I want to ask you too, Pete, is TEDx a place for somebody to just share their journey?
Good question, Monique.
Yeah, I've just thrown it at you.
Absolutely. No, it's not. It's not about your journey. It might have reflection and personal experience within the TED Talk or the TEDx talk, but as you're going through, it is about the idea and concept, not about you. And it's not about, there's quite a few things that it's not about, and I did want to bring that up actually. The first one is that it's not about commercial agendas. So it's less about you and your business. It's more about bringing forward that idea. Now, you can talk about what you do, and you can talk about your business as long as it is relevant to the idea that you're talking about. So you might introduce what you do. You might I don't know,
talk about
sell software.
Yep.
And the software might be innovative software, and the subject might be about innovation, and you might explain that that's what you do. So then everyone has that in concept for when you talk about what the software future is going to be, so that they understand you're coming from a place of expertise, but you're not there. So you're not there to flog your own stuff. You can't pitch for their products or services. You can't plug your books. You can't ask for funding. So,
and as an example to follow that on, I mentioned workplace wellness before. So if you've got a software that supports workplace wellness, you can't get up there and talk about the fact that workplace wellness, we're doing things wrong, which is disruptive. We're doing things wrong, and the answer for that is my software. It's not TV shopping.
that's right.
So you're not there for that commercial side. It will raise your credibility, it will raise your profile, and that's why most people decide they want to do a TEDx or a TED. But it is not for that commercial stuff. It is purely there to activate new schools of thought. So rather than thinking of it as a promotional opportunity, this is your opportunity to demonstrate your thought leadership, to demonstrate your unique concepts or ideas or a way of seeing the world. Think of it more like a thesis for a master's or a PhD. You're presenting your argument and then you're quantifying it. Okay, Pete, next
Excellent.
point.
Yep, next point is no political agendas or inflammatory rhetoric. So don't jump in with something that wants to just rack people up. Obviously, the political side is easy to understand, but what we don't want to do is get into a slinging match of talking about us versus them. We don't want anything that is divisive. We want things to be inclusive and bring everything, and take your audience with you to take them to a good place that supports your arguments, rather than running down other people saying, this is bad, and I'm the only good person out there. So take that out of it, make it nice and easy. No religious agendas, obviously, that's easy.
Well, it's like a family event, no politics, no religion, right? Yep. That's the rule of thumb. Or a business networking event, none of that. Yep.
And one of the big ones is no bad science. So this, and what does that mean? So that's the guideline heading. It's quite long. I'm not going to read it all. You need to head on there and find it for yourself. You can find it on search
I'll share the links under the video.
Awesome. But search TEDx rules. Can't go wrong. But basically, it's got to be, your claims made scientific language should be easily tested, peer reviewed, published in the journal, backed by experiments that have data, etc., not on the fly. You can actually talk about your own research that you're doing, but you must let everyone know that you're in the middle of the research, or you're still doing the research, not that it's finished and or published. And look, the things not to do is not to be obscure or mysterious. Don't oversimplify interpretations of legitimate studies, and don't pass yourself off as an expert if you're referencing other people's studies if you aren't an expert. But if you are an expert in that field and you're using those studies to help your idea come forward, then absolutely use your own experience, use theirs. You must
substantiate your claims.
Cite them. You must cite them if you're talking about, if you've got them on a slide. A quote on a slide has got to be cited by who did it, or who said it, or what study it came from.
And the reason why is that as executive producer, as a content manager, or whoever's in charge of that event, you have to submit your speech to the team, and we actually have to go through and we have to look at all of your claims. So you have to annotate your claims. You have to either add footnotes or references to any claim you might talk about. So if you've got any sort of statistics in there, you need to cite the research that those statistics are taken from, because it's easy to say, most people say this or most people say that, when you've got data in there, and you can't do that, by the way. And when you've got data in there, you need to be able to say, according to the research done by blah, blah, blah. So it's really important to have that in your presentation, because you will need to submit your speech to the organising committee, and all of that content it's not vetted, what do they call it?
Fact checked.
Fact checked. It's quite hard to say that.
That's right.
So that gives you a little bit of an insight into a little bit of the process. In other videos, we'll talk about things like what type of content is worth sharing or spreading, and some of the logistics that you should know around being part of a TED journey or a TEDx journey. I am doing these videos because I couldn't find this type of information anywhere. So I hope it's really helpful for you. And if you want to find out more about TEDx Wynyard Quarter, you can head to our website. Now, what is the full web address, Pete? Because I can never remember. You're brilliant.
Feb 2026, so FEB 2026 TEDxWineyardQuarter.com. Now, if you do get lost with that one, and just type www.TEDxWineyardQuarter.com and then just click the link to get the tickets in and all the information on the actual official event website. So,
And if you're watching this after February 2026 and you're watching it because you want to know more about TEDx, please, or becoming a speaker on TEDx, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and follow our videos, because we're here to educate people about their TEDx journey or TED journey. Oh, by the way, final thing that I wanted to share. I know I've shared a lot of points. A lot of people have said to me that they're talking at a TED event, or what's the difference, just for our audience, between TED and TEDx?
Great. I was actually going to bring that up earlier, but we got onto other things now. TED is an overarching brand, okay, so they're the main event. So when you're on a TED talk, you are invited, or you apply and are invited to be on the TED stage. They are events run by TED. A TEDx is an independent event, independently run by a licensed operator. In this case, it's Monique Bradley. So TEDx Wynyard Quarter, it's all based on the location. Every single one, when you go on and search throughout the world, there's hundreds of them going on every month. You can find them all over the place, but they're TEDx, so they're independent and local to the area that you're in.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pete. I really appreciate your wisdom and doing all this research. And if you need help, reach out, get in touch. We're here to help you on your TED or TEDx journey. I'm Monique Bradley.
And I'm Pete Ward.
Thanks for watching, and make sure you follow and subscribe for more.